us today. And
Pleasure.
all of our guests are here. So I have been asked to make an introduction to you, which is going to be very, very difficult. I don't know where to start. So I'll just give it an attempt. So, firstly, thank you everyone to join us today on a Saturday afternoon. I'm sure it has not been easy because it's a siesta time for everybody and it's a weekend, though we don't know the difference while we are all working from home. But before I go ahead with the introduction, I would like to thank NIT Narula for hosting the first masterclass of its series for Ideometer. For those who don't know, Ideometer is a crowdfunding platform for the entire GIS community. So, as we know, we are heading towards more uncertain times, and no one knows what the future holds for us. But at GIS, we won't wait for the future to come to us, we will create it, won't we? Our faith has been shaken, but we are still not lost. Now, to introduce Mr. Jain, it's very difficult. No matter what I say, I'm sure words won't be enough. And the best thing that I can say about Mr. Jain is that he is living the life what a young boy generally fantasizes about. Uh, Reading books, check. Watch movies, yes, check. Make movies into books, check. He does it all. He's a superhero in all kinds of ways. He's a producer, an active speaker. He's done TED Talk series. He's a founder of the Story Inc., which is kind of the toll naka for anybody who wants to convert a book into movie. He does it for the producers. So we producers have to go to him, sir, can I make this movie into can I make this book into a movie? He helps us. He creates those opportunities for us. He gives us the right books that can be made into movies. So check for that. He's also a columnist. He writes for many blogs. And anybody who's ever thought to even think about films or be a part of Bollywood will enrich a lot by listening to him. Just 5 minutes in conversation with Mr. Jain is going to open your eyes to how Bollywood works, what you should be prepared on. So now, before I share the controls with Nidhi ma'am, I would like to also say something about Nidhi. She is, the more I say again, is less, because she's been the strongest pillars of GIS as far as I remember. I remember, like, I mean, 5 or 10, 15 years back, she was with us, and she is still here, strong as ever. And the strongest pillar is actually a less of an accolade for her. She is the face of NIT, and anything she does, I think she does better than anybody we try. So over to you, Nidhi ma'am. I think you can take the panel forward.
Thank you so much, Jaspreet ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction. Now I am feeling like a superhero
You
myself.
are, you are.
So, and a warm welcome, Siddharth. Thank you so much for joining in. So it's really a proud privilege to host the first master class with Siddharth and Jaspreet ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us the opportunity to host it for the very first time. And it's like, thank you for giving me the opportunity to interview Siddharth, a real superhero. So before like starting the session formally, I would like to just begin by asking one simple question to Siddharth. How do you manage so many things? Like the introduction, that's the never ending introduction. As I know, you are a producer, you are an entrepreneur, you're a columnist, storyteller, whatnot. So is this something being a super hero mean?
So first of all, thank you both of you for this very nice introduction and warm welcome. I'm so excited to be here because talking to young students is always the most amazing thing. And obviously, you guys have praised me a lot, and I may not be that much of a superhero, but all I can say is that for me, work is not work, and I've always been like this. When I was a student, and when I've been doing different things, and I've always found it most exciting when we follow our dreams, pursue our passions, and those passions can keep changing, the dreams can keep changing, but what should never change is our passion towards that activity. So, like when I was collecting stamps, I used to collect stamps with as much excitement. If I had to go and play with my friends, I would play with the same excitement, right? So it's all about, I think, being very clear that we should be in the moment, enjoy every activity and task to the best of what we do. And automatically, things start, forming around us in a way that dots start connecting on their own. When I was, the age of most of your students, I actually wanted to be a banker. I thought I'll be an investment banker. I did my MBA in finance. I started trading in the stock market at the age of 16. I had no idea that I would be doing what I'm doing now. It was not on the plan. It was just a series of failures and some successes, failures, and going from one point to another with the same enthusiasm and belief in myself. I always feel that, you know, I don't know how to swim, but I have the faith that if I jump into the ocean, I will figure it out. So I think a little bit of naivety is good, of that self confidence. I'm not saying overconfidence, but self confidence. And it's okay to fail. I might, not be good at something that I tried. But, I think the ability to do all these things over a period of time comes from the ability of doing things and not just talking about them and thinking about them. So I think doing is really that glue that really helps all of us at every stage of our life, in a way.
Oh, great. So yes, that I've also heard that if anyone in Bollywood plan to make a movie from a book, then he has to go to Mr. Siddharth Jain. Can you please tell our viewers a little bit about it?
Well, honestly, because people don't read books, that's the problem in our country and our industry. Like, if you give a producer a script, they don't even want to read a script, and that's fine. And I'm very happy that they don't read enough so that I get a chance to read. But I think what I managed to do without much of a having a great plan about it, but the plan was basically to solve a problem. And I have always sensed that the problem in the media industry is that producers will have money, they'll have access to people, but they're always looking for what to make. And I just thought it'll solve that problem. And when you go into what to make, then it's about, okay, what is that story that will work, that's most exciting for an audience, or for actors, directors to come together, and for producers to support. So then when you go searching for that story, there is no way I can't look at books, because books is such an amazing sea and ocean of stories which we haven't tapped into enough. So it sort of really then I became the person for people to call, because I would solve their problem. So the moment you are a problem solver, you become useful. So example, if I have a viral fever, a doctor will solve my problem. So if there's a doctor, I will reach out to him. If there's no doctor, then I'll just sit at home and gargle and pray. But so the thing is, I think what's important is that you should be able to solve people's problems step by step. And if you're actually genuinely solving somebody's problem, they will talk about it to other four people who have the same problem. And then it spreads, right? So if you've got students who are doing well, they'll ask them, where did you study? I said, I went to JS group, college from the group. Then it's just like that, right? So I believe we should do each task that we get, each opportunity we get, to do our best, do our fullest, and automatically you will become the preferred person that people want to deal with. And above all, I think being sincere and honest is most important, to what we do. I'm really sincere towards my activity. I try my best. It may work, sometimes may not, but I think people need to always give their best to what they do and have the best intent of making it work. So by that sort of accident of fate, I sort of have become one of the people that people go to for books.
He's
Yeah.
very kind, not one of, he is the one. He is just the one. He's being
Well,
very
if
kind.
she's saying she's always right, I won't
Yes,
argue with her.
being very humble. So he is the one. That's the only one we have. So
Yeah, like while going through the biopic of yours, I found out that you also produced in your first five country co-production international films, Marigold
Hmm.
at Hyperinsis Studio Los Angeles. You also have worked as a development producer at Ad Labs, and you have also produced India's first found footage horror film to be shot on digital camera, that is Ragini MMS. So, what are the difference between this international and the national? Do you find any difference in the work culture or in the way of the lifestyle?
Yeah, lifestyle, yes. I mean, of course. So I think there's a difference, between two countries. The first difference always the culture, the work culture, people's culture, their attitude towards work. And I mean, I can say for sure that the West is more professional, has always been more organized than us. And we've been playing catch up. But in India, because most of the big studios and internet platforms are all American companies like Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Hotstar, Star. So that work culture has now seeped in, and Bollywood has become, India has become more organized. The big thing that they always had was being structured. They also had structured financing. They had structured mechanism of how you can develop content, then you can produce the content, distribute the content. In India, it's always been very, very individual centric, while there it's been organization centric. In India, it's been more relationship driven, family controlled businesses. In the West, it's been very, very public listed companies, large companies, corporations have been tackling the business. So there is a difference, but there's also, what, India has an amazing audience. We have such terrific audiences. We love watching content, whether it's film, TV, internet, and we survive despite so many cultural differences, languages, regions. So I think both markets have their own unique characteristics, and some things work there, some things don't work there. But the point is, the both such vibrant industries, like very few countries have industries like Hollywood and in India where they survive without any government funding. Otherwise, across Europe, Canada, Australia, almost every media business gets some kind of government subsidy, government grant. But we are very entrepreneurial in India and in America, and you can see that both these industries are thriving, and they're both kind of growing in their own way. And
Okay.
it's a great synergy. And when I tried to do the co-production, the idea was to build a gap, bridge the gap that was there between the two worlds. But what I realized then was I was too early for its time. I should have done that, say, now, or say 5 years ago. Doing it 17, 18 years ago was too early. But then for me, that was a kick. I love doing things when nobody's doing. And so, that habit has stayed with me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think for me, it's always important that we should be doing things that haven't been done before, that people are scared to do. They don't know how to do. So then if you are able to crack it, then you are the first one.
Yeah, great. So now coming to the question of the session, like as the topic
Hmm.
goes, uh, how to become a superhero. So can you give you a brief insight about it so that students can learn from it?
Yeah, sure. I'll share my experience. So first of all, I believe that we all have a unique superpower. We all have it, and it's unique only to us. It's not a copy paste power. It's not like Superman and Batman have the same powers, right? Similarly, we all individuals have that one unique thing, which if we build through experience, through knowledge, through studies, education, all there's so many factors, right, that we can sort of incorporate together. And that one thing, once it sort of comes out after a great effort of building it, then becomes that one person superpower. So for example, Walt Disney, he had his own power. His style of storytelling was unique for his time. If you take Steve Jobs, what he did with Pixar, what he did with Apple, with the iPhone, with the Mac, was so unique in the world. So we all have that one, like what Amazon, Jeff Bezos did. So everybody has very different skills, different experiences, also different upbringing, different environment. So we all, have to first find our own unique thing. It's not to the world, right? For example, when I wanted to be like Warren Buffett when I was in college, I figured after a few years that, I don't have the qualities that he has. Warren Buffett has such amazing patience and persistence. He has such in-depth knowledge. He's such a simple and yet the most focused man. And he has so many other things, his qualities that make him the man he became, which I don't have. So it'll be foolish for me to try and copy him and be like him. And I, did that a few times. I changed my industries. I finance, .com, and ultimately I came to media. And in media also I started with the financing side, the producing side. And then slowly I discovered what is unique to me, what is my best strength. There might be somebody else who's better than me, but at least for me, that should be my best strength. So I call that, each person's own superpower. And then when we have our own superpower, nobody can take it from us. It'll never go. It'll be with us all our life. And we can use it whenever you want to use it. And that's the most exciting thing. So someone can be a writer if writing is a superpower. In writing, somebody might have a more sharper superpower that I do amazing comedy writing. Or somebody can do amazing action. Somebody can be a great photographer. Somebody does great photography of cars. Somebody can do great photography of fruits. So, we need to keep narrowing our focus. So we start with what's my broader ability. And through a series of failures, successes, experiments, doing this, doing that, and again, parallelly, the ability to learn, unlearn, relearn, stay with the times, just keep building on it. Like, I always feel that learning will never end. And as the world is shifting, we have to keep maybe relearning or unlearning things. And that really is the core which fuels the superpower. So it's really finding that one thing that we can do in our own best way, and then making that stronger and stronger and stronger till the world will recognize you for your superpower and you become your own superhero forever.
Great, great. So, as per you, all of us have some qualities, inherent qualities. So, my next question is in connect with it. How to find out? Because a student of class like 11, 12, or the graduation, just they have come out of the high schools and they're entering the college. A lot of dreams, a lot of the way you said you wanted to become a Warren Buffett. So they also want to
Yeah.
become Shahrukh Khan or Salman Khan or something like that. So how to find out their inherent capabilities and their abilities?
So, I think there are two parts to it. One is you have to do things, and then second is being an honest, critic of self. I'll give you an example. When I wanted to be like Warren Buffett, I was only 16 years old. I read his autobiography and I thought, wow, an amazing fellow. And I didn't sit and think, oh, one day I'll become like him. One day I'll do that. No, I was 16. I just finished my class 10. I went to the Bombay Stock Exchange, and I figured how to start trading in stocks. And I started doing that. And I did that for 8 years, from the year 16 24. For 8 years, I immersed myself in the stock market, understanding it, and I actually made a lot of money. I was very good at it. But at one point, I realized I'm good at it, but I'm not wow at it. It's not like my thing. There are other people who can do better, and we like other things better. And that was a critical self-analysis that I said, I don't want to do this. And I need to figure something else. And the key thing is, we have to always look at the universe. It'll always give us signals. It'll always show us signs, right? And when you see that sign, you have to do it, not procrastinate. Oh, maybe should I not? I don't think so much. At least my method always has been trial and error. See, it fails, it fail. If 10 things you from a failure, okay, this is not good for me. For example, I figure that I'm not very good at line production of film. And the moment I realized that, I suddenly felt so strong and powerful. And after that, I've never lost money because I've never done that thing. So trial and error, we have to be very true and honest to ourselves. I don't want to, we should not live in bubbles. Oh, I'm amazing at everything. I'm good at superb, I'm just spectacular. We should be spectacular at certain things, right? But we are not, the earlier we come to terms with that, maybe ahead, right? So, for example, if I feel I'm not great in maths and I'm amazing in history, why would I waste my time into the average in math? Use all my energy in being superb and fantastic in history. That other bit, right, is I think the most important thing that you should do. Fortunately, my family let me do that, and I went through a long route of doing it because I was sort of given a free hand. But that each to his own, right? But I would say don't procrastinate. Don't keep making plans on paper. Just look at Mark Zuckerberg. What an example. Look where he was in college and where he is now. If he would have just waited, okay, college, I'll get work experience, then I will do this, then I will do that. No, he was sure that this is something for him. He was sure that this was his thing, and he went at it. And he used his strengths. See, that's what I say, right? Some people are lucky like him, who discover their superpower at a very young age. I discovered mine a bit late. But for students, I think they should really, work towards finding their own thing. And trial and error is the best way. Failing is 100% guarantee. Boss, this is not for you. So at least this is not for me. You don't have to waste more years chasing that. And then you chase the things that you're good at. So if you're slightly good at something, then you do more of that. Then you get better, better, better. And then you're on the right path.
Agree. At least this pandemic has taught us that this trial and error, because we did not know anything. All of a sudden, we are in our best, and then again, we are recovering ourselves. We are learning, and We are learning with COVID. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, I just want to say that Mr. Jain has said a beautiful thing right now.
Please call me Siddharth,
It's called failing
Mr.
forward.
Jain.
So you fail, not, and if you don't give up, you don't call it a failure. So you fail, but fail forward. Every time you fail, learn from it. And that's what Mr. Jain has done. So with investments, from investment to being a line producer, he learned. And as he said, to each its own, we may not get the same kind of freedom, but always, because in our curriculum, we are told that way, failure is not good, but life is full of failures, and that's what it teaches you. So you'll win, you'll become a superhero, failing and failing forward. Thank you, Mr. Jain, for such a oyster of wisdom, I would say.
Just
Yeah.
please,
Thank
please don't call me Mr. Jain. Just call me Siddharth.
I'm finding it very hard. I want to say Sid, but I'm finding it
Ah,
very,
so
very
Sid,
hard to say.
Sid.
Let me continue that, please, for at least half an hour. Thank you. Over to you, Sid, Nidhi.
Yeah, like Siddharth, like as you said, you were fortunate enough to have a supportive family. So, do you want to say, like, to become a superhero, you should have a super parent or a super family to support you?
See, every parent is super parent. Okay, let's not even go there, right? And I think we are all, whoever has a parent is very fortunate to have a parent. I don't think it's about parents. Parents will always play a role based on their upbringing, their experience in life. That should not be limiting us. Only we should limit ourselves. Our mind should limit ourselves. Our attitude towards life has to limit ourselves. And, everything's in our head. If we can convince ourselves, if we think that, we can do something better and we actually do it, we learn, we get the experience, then everybody can find a way. Water find its own level. I have never heard a story of a successful man where he did not, success was a problem for him because of his parents or things that he didn't have. Most successful people had, just speak your grandfather. I read about him, right? I mean, you have an example to the founder of a college. I'm saying success does not need anything. It only needs you. Mahatma Gandhi had what? I don't know. He only had himself.
No, you're right.
So we should not even think about external factors.
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Willpower. Ma'am, कुछ कहिए.
In fact,
Yes, ma'am.
most of the success stories are from dysfunctional families. They are the ones, I don't know whether it's the dysfunction that makes it crazy. From necessity arise the need. It's that. So
Yes.
that's what it is. So it's no, you can blame people. It's easy to put blame, but you can come out of it. I mean, we can. All of us have that superhero. We just have to find how to get it out.
Yeah, parents do not give us the
Yeah.
superpowers.
Okay.
They've given us birth. That's a superpower.
Yeah, and they've done enough. We can't blame them for them, and we cannot expect them to do that for us because it's a different time. Every generation is a different thought process completely.
Agree to it. Thank you for such a beautiful insight. Now, like Siddharth, you're also into a lot of startups and this entrepreneurship and all this. And today is the world of startups, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So, do you think creativity is a vital aspect of this? If a person is not creative, he cannot start a venture.
So let's take a step back. I think every person is creative and innovative in their own way. So maybe my chartered accountant is creative in his own way of doing accounting in a way that he can find a simpler system, a better system, more efficient system. So let's not mix creativity with art, right? I think being creative is a way of life. Being innovative is a way of life. And what we should and creativity is always important because that's what differentiates us from what's existing. So if somebody has to do a new startup, say in the media business, right? So I'll give my example. I thought if I start a production house, there are already production houses. If I start a distribution company, there are already distribution companies. There are already theaters. What can I do different? So it's not about can I write a different story. I said, okay, let me solve a different problem for the world that I'm targeting. So I think for each startup, right, they're trying to solve some problem. Like Uber was solving a problem where transportation was not most efficient. So similarly, I think young people or old people, it doesn't matter. McDonald's was started when the founder was 50 plus years old. So it's not about age, it's about intent and what problem that you identified. how can we use our experience and our mind to find a more better solution to that problem that the business is facing, if it's a B2B business or it's a B2C business. So it's about being innovative about that and being creative about how to do that. Whether it's a Zomato, Swiggy, they're all innovative businesses. And I don't think, that's limiting for an entrepreneur. There'll always be something that'll come better than Swiggy now. There'll be something that'll be better than Uber, right? So I think it's an ongoing process, and that's how civilizations progress. And we should all, I think some naturally and some just like that are always part of that evolution.
Oh, great, great, great. Now, like it's in unlock one. Now, this we have crossed the lockdown 4 stage, and we have entered into unlock one. And almost all the industries have already started, or they're going to commence the production, and it's very soon. So, the movie lovers like us, when can we expect a good movie? When can we get a chance to go to the theater and watch a good movie? Can you give a brief about that?
Well, I think we are all gauging and seeing how the COVID uh, problem will sort of react to this, opening up of the lockdown. My guess, just a very wild guess, I think in limited ways, in limited cities, limited theaters will probably start in July, August. But it'll be a very small. I don't think it'll be large enough theaters to release large big films. But I think it'll be in phases like everything else is. Whether it's a restaurant or a mall. I think everybody has to be very careful. Safety first, and I think we're a few months away from a very very wide opening of theaters. But then till then you've got your streaming companies and internet and phones and iPads and computers to enjoy films on. But yeah, the big cinema will take some time, because also keep in mind that big cinema, the big films can only recover the big money when they have at least a couple of thousand screens that are operational, and people are fearless to go to the theater and sit next to each other. If distancing is still a problem, it will not be fun for a theater to open at 25% capacity, sell only 25% popcorn, and try and recover that 100% of that money. So I think there will be operational challenges, and we'll have to wait and watch how life pans out.
So till then, we have to be dependent on the web series only.
TV, you don't watch Colors Bangla.
Great, great.
Mahabharat is getting the highest ever ratings ever. And
Exactly.
it's being played multiple channels. I'm watching Mahabharat with my parents.
Even Ramayana was, I
Yeah,
think, had 1.5 million views on the first day of telecast of
imagine.
discussion only.
Also,
Great.
let me remind you, I think because you have so many students here, I think it's very easy to get lost in the binge world of watching content, being on social media. I think this also is a great chance for us to really, read and, get a knowledge up and do research and just be ready, because I feel, when things will get back to normal, you have to be ahead in the race. And by race, I'm not saying be very competitive at the cost of anything, but just yourself. It's such an amazing time. I mean, the last 8 weeks for me have been the most productive 8 weeks of my working that I have ever worked. I mean, I have made sure that I'm busy. I've made sure I'm not wasting time, because I think if you want to do great things, if you aspire to do big things, you can't waste time. You have to use the best of the time that's available to you. And this, in a way, is a blessing for a lot of people. Don't waste it.
So next one will be a little bit personal question. So how
Yes.
you spend this entire lockdown like?
How? The first time, sorry, I've been sort of exercising regularly. That was like a big thing for which I wasn't doing. Reading regularly, and not getting stuck in traffic has been a big thing for me. But yeah, I mean, I have used this time really to learn. I've been taking classes online, master class, a lot of things. I mean, I'm just a curious person. I want to learn all the things from everybody. And so I've actually spent most of my time learning, reading, very hardly watching. I don't watch much. I think, watching is for consumers. We're in the business of creating.
And
We have to
that's also
create.
because Mr. Jain already knows what is coming out. He's seen it in the making, so he
Maybe.
doesn't have to see it after it is done. Right, Siddharth?
No, also I'm trying, yeah, absolutely, in some cases, but yeah, I'm trying to be very competitive now.
You always have been. He's always been ahead of the race. So as he said, it's actually very right when he says what he's thought 5 years back is something that the industry is catching up now. So I think he was one of its first that made like a writer's company. It was called the Story Inc. And that's what every production house in Bollywood is doing now. And he thought of it 5 years back. And I think there was a lot of support. People were not ready to invest in something like that. So even when he thinks about the thing that he's solving now, everybody is like, okay, this just came out of thin air. I mean, is that even a job? And that's where Mr. Jain has found an opportunity. And opportunities are everywhere. You just have to look at it. And I think Mr. Jain is definitely gifted. I think that's a stockbroker thing. He finds undervalued stocks, and then he knows that these are going to, that's what he does. He gets the best book. So I'm sure, Mr. Jain, this comes from your investing skills, right? Whatever you learned, that's what Warren Buffett does. He
Yeah.
finds undervalued stocks, invests in them, and just waits. And Siddharth, I am a witness to that. The last 8 weeks, he's been really busy because he is making what is going to come out or released in 2022. There has not been a moment wasted in his 6 weeks or 8 weeks of lockdown. Yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
So, like most of our participants of today's this masterclass is students. So these students are, most of them are in the final year. Just after the pass out, the usual practice is after the passing out, they join the industry and all. And now you know the industry, all the industry are facing a lot of difficulties. So do you suggest like some hints and some motivation for our kids how to survive in the industry?
Yeah, I mean, I can share my experiences. I mean, I have a thing for jobs, right? I've done three, and all the three jobs that I did, I didn't apply for them. I didn't have a CV, and I went in for a meeting, and I was offered the job, and was sort of asked to join. And and then I figured that how's that happening, and then I've shared my experiences. I feel whether you're young or old, your most people want to work with people who are useful to them and who bring something unique to the table for them to benefit from. I've learned this from Shekhar Kapoor actually. He's such a good filmmaker, and he once told me that I always find writers and production designers and editors and anybody, my whole team, which is better than me and who I can use for my benefit, right? And I feel that that's what every business person is doing. So when you go for a meeting with a friend or a friend's friend in a company or a job that you want in a company, don't go and with a thing, okay, here's my resume and here's my interview and ask me questions. Before asking, I'm saying you need to be prepared as to what can you do for that company. So for example, I know this friend of mine, he wanted to get a marketing job in a .com company, and this is 20 years ago. So so he joined the company, and I went and I was talking to him, and I asked him, "So how do you get this job?" And he told me, "You know what? I made a marketing plan that if I were in that company, this is what I would do." And he sent that plan to the CEO and the marketing head of the company on email. They saw his plan. They said, "About this is the guy we want." He had no interview. He just straight away was called, discussed terms, and he wants a job. And he was behaving, "No, no, I don't want a job. I just sent you a plan just like that." He said, "No, no, 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 we want to hire you." And that's how he got the job. He wanted the job. But instead of selling, you don't sell. You show what you can do. People will buy if they want to buy. I think that's amazing way to get a lead in a job that you want. So if you feel, "Oh, I need this job in Zomato because I think I can do this in delivery processes. I have a plan." Make a small plan as a student, whatever plan that will showcase your mind to the person who wants to hire you. And that is better than any interview and better than any call. You don't have to even go through HR. Find out the email ID or the social media of that person, track him, haunt him, send them your ideas. So ideas will get you the job than just a simple resume, because everybody has a resume, everybody has a degree. How are you different? So create a demand for yourself. Imagine you're a product. You create a trailer of yourself and get the job.
Yeah.
That's also great for admission, by the way. If you want to seek admission in a college, like in the US, the system writing essays. What's an essay? You're basically giving a trailer of your mind. So whether it's an admission for a higher college, or whether it's a job, or whether it's funding from an investor, just showcase what you can do. share your ideas and thoughts. If it's the right place, they will automatically be smart enough to respond and take things ahead.
Oh, great. I want to go on and on to ask you question, but in the meantime, I'm getting some messages from my students. Madam, you please stop and let us ask some questions. So, before going to the question and answer session, if Siddharth Jain needs a single line introduction, what will that be?
I call myself a storyteller. I've always been telling stories, whether they're to investors, to producers, to actors, to directors, to writers, to everybody. Story, I mean, there's always a narrative and a story. So that's what I would like to call myself.
Oh, thank you. And a little bit, if you can brief about the Story Inc. What is this all about?
So Story Inc. is a story company. It's a company where producers can find stories for themselves, or a company where story writers can share their stories, and we can take the stories to the right person. So it's kind of a small ecosystem where people come with stories and go with stories. It's kind of a strange new company.
Okay. So students now, those who wants to ask any question to Siddharth, you please raise your hand. You please use the option of raising your hand so that the host will unmute you and then you can raise your question.
Okay, until someone comes up with a question, I have a question from Mr. Jain. So, out of all the roles that you do, producer, entrepreneur, storyteller, columnist, speaker, which is the one that you enjoy the most?
So I love being an entrepreneur the most, actually. I really love, doing things and just finding new ways of getting things done, finding newer ways of doing the same old things. I think as an entrepreneur, I really enjoy that.
Do you like the risk?
I love solving problems. Yeah, the riskiness, the solving problem, the gratification from that. I love that actually.
And which is your favorite? So, you've turned so many books into movies. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a personal favorite?
Personal favorite.
Yeah,
Uh,
from your own work.
well, there's a book right now which is in development as an international project. You know the writer Shatrujit
Indeed.
Nath, right? Yeah, so he's an author. He's written a series of 4 books, which is the Myth of Fantasy in the genre of Game of Thrones.
Oh,
So that is actually my first Hollywood project. I'm working with a large Hollywood company on that, and I'm really most excited about telling that story. And I'll tell you why. The first book came out 8 years ago. Since 8 years, I've been sitting on that to find the right time and the right way to develop it into something for screen. So that's been one favorite project of mine. And there are a bunch of those. Some we
and now
have
that I have a
that we are
personal
collaborating on.
question. Why am I not a
Yeah.
part of it? Why am I
Why?
not a part of it?
Well, this happened before we started working together. But I think Warner for me is actually a great personal favorite.
And now you're just making up. No, you're just making.
No,
Okay, so for everybody who doesn't know, Siddharth Jain is helping me with the big. Is one of the best novels of Mr. Anand Neelkantan, who has worked with Rajamouli for Shivagami, right? Siddharth,
Rise of Sivagami, the sequel
so
to
we were working on one
Bahubali.
project together, which is Vanara, and it is one of the extracts from Ramayana. So Mr. Jain is my partner for that, and it is gonna be a visual treat. I am hoping it's gonna be one of the best movies 2021.
Absolutely.
So cool. I think we should wrap it up now. Nidhi, do we have any questions? I think no.
So
No, ma'am. I think Joel has some questions. Soil Join has question. I'm unmuting him. Soil, you can start.
Yes.
Ask the question.
Good evening, everyone present here. Good evening, Mr. Siddharth.
Hi.
This is Sohail Jain from Narula Institute of Technology. I'm presently studying in third year. My exams are still yet to be decided. The theory exams are left. So I have been listening to your webinar for a while now. Like from the beginning only, I have been listening to you. So you had said one thing that was very important, that the universe will say send you signs. So are you implying something towards the law of attraction or anything like that by that sentence?
Well, I personally believe that the law of attraction does things to us, and
Okay.
sometimes it does work in an amazing way. So yeah, I mean, I really believe that. But I also have my insight into that is that while the law of attraction works, right? But you have to also make yourself deserving to get that attract that thing towards you. A lot of
Exactly.
people
Some
will keep thinking about one thing all day, and why am I not getting it? Because you're just thinking, you're not doing anything to be
exactly.
deserving for it. So to make yourself deserving for it, things will come on their own. I mean, I can tell you in my life, magical things have happened, and not only because I was thinking about them, but they only happened when I made myself deserving of those.
Exactly. So you mean that law of attraction combined with law of affection, like the effect, the actions, that has to be
Law of
important.
yeah, law of action, law of hard work. I'll
Exactly.
say more action,
So
action.
like presently, like I am doing entrepreneurship. Like I have started my own business. Like uh, after I left school, I did many things. Like
Hmm.
I my first passion earning was I did a gym photography. Then I did club photography.
Nice,
Then
superb.
presently I'm doing YouTube marketing for of
Hmm.
cars and real estate. I'm working as a
Nice,
broker, real estate broker plus cars broker. Okay.
very good.
So
You're doing more than what I
by the
was doing.
next year, yeah. So by next year, I'll be passing out, and I'm sure, like I'm confident on myself that I'll be placed. I'll be getting
Hmm.
one or two jobs at least.
Right.
So once I get placed, what do you suggest? Should I like get some job experience or should I continue on my own thing
So
because okay,
take it because what the job will do, it will create a circle of people that you know.
okay,
It'll create more dots for you. See, probably we talk about dots will connect. Only
okay,
those dots will connect only if you create new dots. So currently you're
exactly,
already operating in your own circle where you know people. To do a
exactly,
job, you'll know new people, more people,
exactly,
you will create more dots, and maybe in the future, some of those dots will connect. Always
yes,
they connect in hindsight. So I would say go for
exactly.
it. And absolutely, you
I
can
am also
always leave a
planning
job,
that
your own thing. Yeah,
maybe I'll work for a few years and until I'm like experienced and I have that my resume is built up because I think it is very important. Like after you pass out, you need to have a job where you can work for yourself. So I was
that
just
is
worried
also
about that.
important. Yeah.
Ki, what should I do? Because my calling is like I cannot sit at a desk job and I have that enthuse like I'll work for myself instead of someone.
Right.
So I think that
Yes.
connects with you also. Like you also want to work for yourself. That is what entrepreneurs do
So I want
exactly.
to do fun things. I want to do exciting things, different things.
Exactly.
Whether it's a job, see, you can also make a job very exciting. You can also be as in a job and make some things happen which will excite you and your employer and everybody. So don't
Indeed,
keep
indeed.
walls. I'm just saying whatever opportunity you get, make the best of it. Each day
Okay.
wake up and say, how can I make today amazing? And just go and make today amazing.
Great, great, great.
Thank you, Sohail.
Plus, yeah, thank you so much. Like
Thank you so
another
much.
thing, like presently I write also,
Very
and
good.
I have my brother, like he's also an author. So I was checking your ID. We have two mutual friends, like from
Okay.
Readomania. I think you know Dipankar Mukherjee.
Yes, of course I know
Yeah,
Dipankar.
yeah. So
So you can
like
always reach out to me on social media.
yeah,
I
I
check
can
every
always
message of mine.
I think
I
I'll
don't have a single unread message anywhere. So feel
I'll
free to
connect
message me anytime.
I'll connect with you on LinkedIn then
So
for
it
sure.
was fun. Just Nidhi, one second. It was fun. So that was Sohail Jain talking to Siddharth Jain. And just to
I don't know
confirm,
him.
we are all just one step ahead, away, right? As in LinkedIn, they say every person in this universe is the third contact. So social media kind of connects us. We would all know somebody from someone. So it's a very small world now. Social media has made a
Exactly.
lot of that. Over to you,
So
Nidhi.
thank you so
Come to
much for
the
the
end of the
answer.
program, but one more last question from Somojit Dasgupta. So if you can please unmute him fast.
Let that be the last question for the day, Nidhi. Okay?
This is the last one.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Jaspreet ma'am, and thank you, Mr. Siddharth, for sharing with us all the important, I mean, the various facets of the all the qualities that you have and how to go about it. Well, I have a question. See, like as you mentioned that to be a storyteller, you need to have all those qualities. So my question is a storyteller kind of born, or does he kind of nurture himself through the with time? Because Bollywood has seen a rapid change. Bollywood has seen a rapid change, because gone are those days when you would have the heroines and heroes running behind those trees. Today we are more kind of focused on real life situations. So for a budding storyteller, students or student, how does what go about it? Thank you.
Hi. So there are two to it. One is you're born with certain capabilities, right? Somebody might have a great imagination and can imagine stories. The other bit is the skill and the craft of putting together that story in a format that can work for business. So a lot of people feel, oh, just because I have great imagination, I'm perfect as a writer. What people don't know, that to be a good writer and a successful writer, you have to be so disciplined. You have to work 12 hours a day, writing, rewriting every day, no matter what. You have to understand the craft, the formats, the technique, the story structure to be a successful writer that can make a living out of it. So it's you have to be born with certain imagination, but your hard work, your education, your crafting, knowledge will all come together with it, and then what comes out will be clear whether you're the right person for that job or not. Because just thinking that I'm born with some special gift is enough, no. And just being very hardworking but not having that ability of imagination also is not enough. So you have to see whether that is your superpower, whether your skills are the right skills, you have the right mindset for it, you have the right discipline for it, and then you make that your calling. One has to be very practical about these things. Can't be in your own bubble and try and build a career out of it.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Me, myself, being a faculty at Narula Institute of Technology, I'm definitely going to encourage my students, and maybe since I'm also a movie buff, I'll try myself at this. Maybe. Thank you so much. Thanks.
And I'll just say one more thing. There's one more thing, because you said faculty, or you can also tell your students. We should also be little mindful that just because we love something doesn't mean we should be doing this. If I love cricket, doesn't mean I should be a cricketer. If I love watching movies, doesn't mean I have to be a filmmaker. Differentiate always. Just because I love Warren Buffett doesn't mean I should be the best investor in the world. So always be mindful of that when you're talking to your students. Differentiate hobby and those things from career.
A very good point that you said. It's like ikigai, right? So some things you're good at, but what you can do and what you can make money out of. So there has to be an intersection of all these three things to
Yeah.
ultimately find. So that's a very good point you gave us here. Ikigai. Yes, Nidhi.
So thank
She's on mute. I think she put herself on mute. I'm sure she wants to say thanks.
Yeah, it's time to close the session officially. But before closing the session, I would like to give you a formal vote of thanks. Siddharth, if I'm allowed to do so.
Give me flowers.
Yeah, maybe confetti.
Indeed, a proud privilege to hold this wonderful session with you, Siddharth. You have explained it wonderfully to the art of becoming superhero, and the best part of it was you behaved like a normal person, but we know that you are a superhero in real life. So thank you so much for this wonderful masterclass session. Thank you so much, Jaspreet ma'am, for giving us the opportunity to conduct this session. And for the wonderful...
He just agreed the first time I said he wanted was like anything for students. So all thanks to Mr. Jain for enlightening us, enriching us, and I'm sure out of how many participants we have, many of them have now wanted to do movies because of this session alone.
Thank you so much, Nidhi and Jaspreet ma'am. Thank you so much for having me here.
Bye-bye.
And thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Achha, Nidhi, is the principal ma'am here? I mean, is she here?
No, ma'am, I don't think she's here.
Just give her my regards, please. Just give her my regards that I was waiting. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
And everybody, thank you all. I hope everybody learned something out of it. And please carry on the good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you.
so much, ma'am. Motivating us like always.
Should I end, ma'am? Should I end,
Yeah,
madam?
please. Please. Please, sir, please.